Yo, what's good? This is Casey for L King Self for Life Wrestling Takes, and you're now watching Casey for L Wrestling Take Show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Caseyville, King Self for Life. We have just finished a monumental pay-per-view, AEW All-In, live from Wembley Stadium out there in the UK. I hope the fans that was there got what they wanted. The atmosphere, the crowd, I loved the stage. The stage was fantastic. I loved everything about it. It might be one of AEW's best stages they ever built. I mean, I got WrestleMania vibes literally just looking at this stage. Now, was the pay-per-view a WrestleMania-worthy pay-per-view? That's up for debate. We would discuss everything from the pre-show to the very end. And before we do, I want to talk about the so-called altercation that happened in the back. So apparently CM Punk and Jungle Boy, quote-unquote, got into it. This is what happened. Jungle Boy, quote-unquote, stepped to CM Punk. CM Punk said, hey, if you got something to say, let's move. And they, quote-unquote, did something. And apparently Tony Khan claimed there was a quote-unquote altercation, and he's talking about he don't know the whole ins and outs, but he gonna have to get to the end of it, some foolishness like that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be your main event of All Out. I listen. A lot of people thought the main event of All Out was gonna probably be him versus CM Punk. That's not what we going. Especially how this main event ended, and we got a lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot I got to talk about. We're gonna break down everything from the pre-show to the very end. So let me go ahead and let me start at 0 hour. Let me go ahead and get 0 hour. Give me a second. Yep, and as you can see, look who pulled up. We knew she was coming. I already knew she was coming. She was in the arena. She was in the audience. Obviously, she's not cleared to wrestle right now, but we will talk about that. So 0 hour. Let me see. Let me see if they got the results for 0 hour, because it was only 2 matches on 0 hour. And the stupid stuff that they had decided to do. So on 0 hour, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. We had Big Show, Kip Sabian, Renee Paquette, and Anthony Ogogo, who I ain't seen in dang near 2 years. I ain't seen Anthony Ogogo since Cody Rhodes though. But they said, hey, let's bring Anthony Ogogo out here. He is from the UK. Apparently, Anthony Ogogo has re-signed with AEW. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I hope he's been getting better in the ring. I hope he gets better in the ring, because if he gets better in the ring, then maybe they can do something with him. Well, this is what they decided to do. So, I heard rumors about Jeff Jarrett and Grado wrestling each other on the show. You know, a lot of fans was rejecting it. Fools was pulling up in Tony Khan's mentions saying, please don't put that match on the show. Well, let me tell you what Tony Khan and company decided to do. They had Jeff Jarrett and gang. That's Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, and Mrs. Jarrett herself. Jarrett, Karen Jarrett. All of them out there with Jeff Jarrett, they all taking a dump on the doggone UK crowd. Pretty much said they're responsible for everybody being in them seats. It's not the UK fans. It's not the UK wrestlers. It's about the cats who was wrestling in Texas and North Carolina and all over the place in Memphis and everything. I said, man, I said, listen, look, Jarrett has he has a right to be out there, but I just didn't want to see him out there wrestling. And so Big Show came out, a.k.a. Paul White. He came out with Anthony Ogogo, and guess who had helped them come out? Sorry, y'all. Guess who they had helped them come out? It was the Grado cat. The cat that the rumors was going out that it was going to be Grado versus Jeff Jarrett, where they all got in the ring, and it started with Big Show, a.k.a. Paul White, punching the mess out of Satnam Singh, and then next thing you know, Anthony Ogogo laid out Jay Lethal, and he laid out Satnam Singh, then they laid out Jeff Jarrett, and then that's when Grado got an opportunity to get a couple of licks in. I was like, you know what, man, this probably would have made more sense if they was building up to it, but because there was a lot of people that told TK, please don't put this foolishness on the show. And guess what TK said? I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to put foolishness on the show. Well, we had that stuff. So we kicked the pre-show off with the tag team match. Now, I thought this was going to be the close of the tag team match. Aussie Open versus MJF for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. Ladies and gentlemen, MJF and Adam Cole won. They literally won the Ring of Honor tag team titles. Now, I got a reason as to why I believe they won the tag team titles. Ladies and gentlemen, they won the tag team titles because don't nobody watch Ring of Honor. And it's unfortunate because Athena's been doing serious damage on that show. She has been kicking butt. It's a shame that she wasn't able to pull up at All In. TK, you a clown for not having Athena pull up at All In. I don't give a care what nobody got to say. Athena should have been there to defend her Ring of Honor title. I don't care what no. Heck, you got Emi Sakura, who has been a staple on Ring of Honor, and she sometimes pull up on Rampage and everything. You could have had Emi Sakura versus Athena, and they would have gave us a classic, and Athena would have won. I would have been happy. You could have decided to put that on there, but no, you had to make sure that Jeff Jarrett and Grado got out. I'm like, no, that was stupid. It was idiotic and stupid. But again, that's Tony Khan, ladies and gentlemen. Aussie Open lose their Ring of Honor tag team titles, and after the matchup, MJF and them, obviously, you know, they got the double clothesline off. They stood there, looked at each other, and they said, we're going to do work in the main event. May the best man win. So then we got Jack Perry and Hook for the FTW title. Hook came out there. Fans was going crazy. Jack Perry came out in a limousine, Hollywood Perry. He looked in the doggone camera. Now, remember what I told you. Jack Perry and CM Punk, quote unquote, got into an altercation. I personally believe this is all just part of the game. This is a script. Jack Perry and CM Punk more than likely is going to be our main event at All Out. I didn't think so. To me, that sounds like a collision main event, if you ask me. That does not sound like a main event for All Out. But guess what? TK is the fool to decide, hey, I'm going to have 2 back-to-back pay-per-views. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I just listened to the media scrum. Tony Khan said he's doing it again next year because we're coming right back into London for All In again. I'm like, TK, can you go somewhere else? Listen, I get it. You're a young company. But, bro, can we adventure somewhere else, man? You don't have to. You can come back there in maybe several years from now. But TK, no, man. We coming right back to the same place for the same pay-per-view. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. TK, but I don't know, man. I'm trying to help the boy out, but he don't want to help. And guess what? All Out is falling all in. So if I'm TK, you better make sure you got yourself a streaming service by next year. You better make sure. And then also he said on the scrum, he said that we having another pay-per-view before Full Gear. I thought we was at least gonna have a 2-month break before we got to Full Gear. Well, TK said he's coming up with a brand new pay-per-view, and to me it sounds like Forbidden Door. It's called Wrestle Dream or something like that, and it's gonna be. Now here's the deal: Seattle was older pay-per-view. I said it because Seattle was a great crowd, so kudos to them for getting the pay-per-view. I did say they deserve one. But here's the deal. I think it's kind of close, cutting it close to Full Gear. It's like look. Remember when the word came out that Wicked Brothers? Yeah, I'm not calling them Warner Brothers. Wicked Brothers Discovery said that they wanted a total of 12 pay-per-views a year. Look like TK is following suit and listening to those circus clowns. No, I said if you doing some foolishness like that, we need to get ourselves a freaking doggone scream. That's the only way I can tolerate stuff like that. Because at least WWE, they got a streaming service. They got Peacock. They got freaking Peacock. What you doing? The fact that you want fools to pay $50 to $60 every month? You smoking crack. Tony Khan, you smoking some serious crack. But again, Wicked Brothers told him to do that stuff. I guarantee you, because he said it. Wicked Brothers said they wanted more pay-per-views. Now we got Wrestle Dream on October the 1st, which is a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. October 1st. Crazy. Oh no, that's a Sunday. I think that's a Sunday. Man, think about this. You got No Mercy on September the 30th. Then we got, once again, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again, putting 2 pay-per-views back to back. Oh boy, man. Kind of wanted them to just give us a couple of months to build up. Then we go right into Full Gear. So we got this Wrestle Dream stuff, which is going to affect whatever pops off at Full Gear. I'm like, got a month. I'm like, dog, man. Man, TK, man, I don't know. I just don't know. But that's what that circus clown said on the media scrum. So for fools just wondering, yes, AEW has another pay-per-view. It's called Wrestle Dream. It's going to be debuting on October the 1st, live from Seattle. That's what we got. That is exactly what we was told. Wrestle Dream is the name of the pay-per-view. Jack loses. Hook gets his title back. Great. And that's how the pre-show goes off, ladies and gentlemen. So I had Aussie Oprah retaining them titles because I thought that we was going to get a blow up with MJF Adam Cole. Wait till I get to the main event. So now let's go ahead and go to the main card. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. Yeah, TK, a clown. That's all I'm going to say. Hold on, let me find it. Yeah, all-in results. Okay, this is exactly what I was trying to find. All right, so let's go. Talked about that. All right, so we got, just talked about all that. So let's go. We kicked the show off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I said this. I was like, if we kicking All In off, there is absolutely no way you don't open the show with CM Punk and Samoa Joe kicking the show off. This was fantastic. I said, open the show with your fake champion, because he claims he's the champion. The real championship. CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, that atmosphere was freaking insane. Samoa Joe got an excellent pop. When CM Punk came out there, let me tell y'all something. They were singing the song and everything until we got into the freaking match. Once we got into the match, it was like the roles had reversed. CM Punk was the doggone heel and Samoa Joe was the baby face. And Samoa Joe was acting like a heel the whole time and the fans was behind him. Yet the fans was booing the mess out of CM Punk. I don't know what this is, but this seems like this whole aura of CM Punk has got fans to just go completely berserk. They have turned on him. I'm telling you, it's the John Cena effect. And speaking of which, the fool actually tried to pull a John Cena and Hulk Hogan. But man, Samoa Joe he was beating the brakes off CM Punk. CM Punk got his tail kicked. Hey, he even threw that man into the announce table, but half his body went to the side of it. And when he went inside it, he came out, he was a bloody mess. I mean, tore up. Fans was on their feet. They were excited because they wanted to see CM Punk lose this match. You thought CM Punk was going to lose this match? I told everybody CM Punk won't lose this match because obviously they want him to go in the all out, which is going to be right in the backyard for the real championship. And everything that transpired in the main event, which shows me that with CM Punk kicking the show off, that tells me I think Adam Cole and MJF are going to kick off all out, which means CM Punk is going to be main eventing all out. CM Punk beat Samoa Joe. Fans were, now here's the deal. They were, they were born, they were F the man and all that. Yeah, we even got an F CM Punk chant. But then after that, After he won, fans was on their feet. They were singing the song. They were clapping. I thought the match was pretty good. I thought this was a very good opener. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted them to start the show with them, so we get the fans going crazy, because that's exactly what you want. You want to kick the show off with the fake championship. You don't want to do like how WWE used to do, where they had the WWE title and then the World Heavyweight Championship follow each other, because that's exactly what they used to do. I'm like this. I'm like, no, he's the fake champion, so go ahead and kick the show off with him. And plus, you get the crowd on their feet. I mean, it's just a way to get the fans invested. You know what I'm saying? CM Punk wins, walks out. I was like, all I pray is make sure he walked in and walked out. Now, like I said, this foolish altercation crap, I personally believe Jack versus CM Punk is your main event at All Out. That's just what that tells me. That's all that is. It's really nothing. It's just basically designed to make CM Punk look like a fool, so circus clowns who hate CM Punk can say, see, this is why they need to fire CM Punk. Y'all circus clowns don't understand. CM Punk is about to go straight. He's about to go 100% heel. He has not turned heel yet. This is a game that's being played, especially with what transpired in the doggone FTR and Young Bucks matchup. I can't, man, I'm jumping the gun because I want to talk about certain things popping off that happened on this pay-per-view. So I thought this was a very good opener. Very good opener. We get the trios match, Hangman and the Golden Lovers, which is Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi versus Switchblade Jay White, Juice Robinson, Rock Hard, and Konosuke Takeshita. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly really didn't care about this matchup because this was about a story that really didn't take place on AEW. They pretty much tried to make you think it took place because of what they was trying to do. But obviously, this goes back to New Japan. Everybody who's been beefing goes outside of the Guns because, you know, the Guns just joined Bullet Club Gold. But with everybody else, this has been transpiring and been going on outside of the AEW. It's been going on in New Japan or whatever. This actually trios match was very good, and it set up I knew what everybody was going to get. What we were going to be getting it all out. We're getting Takeshita versus Kenny Omega. That's the singles match, because a lot of people wanted that match to happen at All In. But I knew with all the situations going on, people's bodies banged up and everything, I said, you know, All In was about to be a multi-man fest match heavy. You knew that's what they was going to do. Everybody got their licks in. Everybody. Heck, they had Jay White looking like a doggone jobber at first. And, man, Juice Robinson, man, the way how the entrance was, that man was on his knees barking like he was a doggone dog. And he looked like he was on the leash. That stuff was crazy as heck. Hangman, Kenny, Kota Ibushi. Listen, man, everybody did work. Takeshi did work. Everybody did work. Everybody. And then you had Don on commentary just talking all kind of mad crap. And then he there choking on his own saliva. I mean, just crazy. Just everything added on. So it looked like Hangman and Kenny and Kota was about to get out with the victory. But I said it makes more sense for Bullet Club Gold to go over so that we can get the matchup of Kenny versus Takeshita at All Out. Sure enough, Kenny and them was not paying attention. He thought that Juice Robinson was the legal man. He wasn't. Takeshita came out of nowhere, laid out. It was Kenny was a Hangman. One of them was he laid him out, did the move 1, 2, 3, and Bullet Club Gold and Takeshita ended up winning the match. I said, now that's a fantastic ending. I said I like it because it sets up the matchup going into All Out. Perfect. If TK want to be the clown and try to have back-to-back pay-per-views, you need to make sure that the storylines that take place at one show transpire over on the other show. That's all I ask. But I thought that this ended was great. Right team went over. Great. I thought this was a great trios match. So then we get to now this matchup right here. Who is the greatest doggone tag team of them all? Who's the best? FTR, Young Bucks. Now, everybody and their mama know what type of legal situation Cash Wheeler has found himself into. Everybody know. If your head been in the rock, Cash Wheeler got arrested back in July, at the end of July, for road rage. Pulled out a gun on somebody. He flashed it. I don't know what the situation was, but ladies and gentlemen, that's a misdemeanor. That is a felony. If you get yourself caught up like that, you could possibly do time in jail. Now, with all of that going on, this is where my mind is going. I said, well, that's easy. FTR is losing. Young Bucks are winning those titles back. It is easy. Man, these clowns out here they just doing the world on each other. Cash, Dex, Matt, Nick, out here kicking each other's tails left and right. And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, man, this is insane. This is freaking insane. I'm like, bro, these fools they just don't want to stop. One team is trying to do something while the other team is trying to do something else. And I'm watching this like, bro, come on, man, like, let's go. And I'm thinking the Young Bucks got this on lock. Young Bucks messed around and allowed Dax and Cash to walk in and walk out of All In with the AEW Tag Team Champs. I said, dang. So you telling me all the elite decided to put everybody over? I thought at least Kenny and them was, but the entire elite took L's tonight. The entire elite. They all took L's. Every single one of them. So after the matchup, Dax and Cash extended their hands. They wanted to shake. Young Bucks walked off. I said, ladies and gentlemen, for people who have not been peeping the game because they've said certain people don't want to work with each other, you are missing the whole game. This was step one to get to where we are potentially going. Y'all should know where we're going. I don't have to try to spell it out for you. I do not have to try to spell it out for you. This was part one. Because the Young Bucks decided to lose. I already said it. I said whoever lost, I said was going to be the catch or was going to be the signal to push everything else. They did not shake their hands. I said, ladies and gentlemen, that is part one. Even though this is part three between the two of them, this is part one to get us to where we potentially are going. You know where this is going. People say, oh, we don't ever think you're going to get it because especially with CM Punk, quote unquote, still clowning in the back. We're getting the matchups, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm going with. I'm going with CM Punk and Kenny in a singles match. And I'm going with Hangman, Young Bucks versus CM Punk and FTR. That is what I'm going with. I don't know how TK is going to get us to that. But I personally believe we are going to get it. Whether fools keep telling you it's not going to happen, it will happen. This right here explained everything to me. Now, TK and them are very gutsy by having Cash and them retain those titles. That's a gutsy call out this world because you have no clue. The case is still pending. It's still pending, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know where this is going. I don't know. But that's what TK decided to do. Cash and Dax, they retain the titles. It is what it is. So we get this matchup. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of fans online that absolutely enjoyed this matchup. And I'm going to say this was a wild, crazy matchup. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you right now, honest to God, right now, this matchup right here for me is what caused the show to take a major dip. It took a major dip for me. Now, normally these out-of-control chaos matches usually be the most entertaining matches because it's just chaos going on. Now, I'm a chaos type of guy, but this is my drift. It seems like these are the only type of matches the Moxley only like to be in. And I mean, right off the jump, the food's just bleeding all over the place. You got the best friends with Chucky T, Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, Eddie Kingston, and Penta El Zero versus Blackpool Combat Club. Claudio Castagnoli, Moxley, Willa Yuta, Proud of Power, which is, oh dang. So that's his full name. Angel Ortiz. I thought it was Ortiz. Ortiz and Mike Santana. It was good to see Ortiz and Mike Santana back. I'm glad that they working their things out. Obviously, they had a lot of issues going on. It was good to see them back. But the storyline out of this whole match was Eddie Kingston and Moxley avoiding each other. If I could pull anything out of this, it was about Moxley and Eddie Kingston. And ladies and gentlemen, this whole situation turned out to be OC pinning Claudio. And I said to myself, ladies and gentlemen, your main Ring of Honor champion just looked like a complete fool in front of the world. Now, I get it. You got two champions in non-title matches going against each other. But I wouldn't have done that. If you wanted somebody to get pinned so bad, you could have had you to be the one to take the pinfall. This is how you protect your champion. I'm not going to give AEW a pass when I get on Impact and WWE for doing the same bull jive on a regular basis. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, I personally feel like the wrong team won here. Moxley and them actually should have won over. I personally believe Moxley and them should have won over, and you could have had Penta or Chucky T or Trent get pinned. Protect Orange Cassidy. Orange shouldn't be getting pinned because he's still the champion. Protect Claudio. You see what I'm saying? But Tony Khan, you know that fool don't care. He don't give a rat's behind. OC and them got to go over. You know the script. But apparently we got the matchup already set. So we have 5 matches that have just been announced for All Out. Oh, I forgot to talk about it. So on the pre-show, we opened up. Now I don't know why TK and them didn't do this on Collision. They chose not to. We had a contract signing with Will Hobbs and Miro, turned into Chaos. Obviously, he came out there signing. He told him to get his butt out here and sign the contract. He gonna whoop his behind it all out. He did. He came out there. They had security out there. You know the script. Anytime with 2 big men get in the ring and, when stuff goes chaos, you already know. I forgot to talk about that. So he came out there. Miro came out there. He confronted him and all that junk. But, just basically get fans hyped up for they match it all out. I'm telling you right now, for me, even with all the chaos going on, with everything going on, this right here is what had me dip, because everything else I was actually enjoying. I was enjoying it. I mean, Moxley getting them goofy straw things put in his head looking like a chicken. I mean, Moxley seems to do this every match he's in. But here's the deal. I'm not a fan of this constantly happening on a regular basis, but I wanted Moxley and them squad to win, because see, now it sets up the storyline with him and Eddie Kingston, because after the matchup, him and Eddie Kingston was right on top of each other and he flicked that man off. So I still don't know where we're going with that, but the matchup has been announced. So at All Out, we're getting Penta El Zero versus Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW International Championship. Now, I didn't see it being a triple threat. I thought it was possibly just going to be a singles, but it's a triple threat, ladies and gentlemen. And Orange Cassidy, who knows? Who knows if he's going to survive this? He probably end up surviving it. But personally, like I said, for me, this is where things went downhill. Right here. It just... And it's about to get even worse with the women. Let's go ahead and break down this girls match. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Hikaru Shida, Saraya, and Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Champion, or as shout out to my man King might say, Britt and Friends. Britt and Friends, politicking and friends fatal 4-way. Because that's exactly what this was. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there was some good storytelling going on. I won't take a dump on the girls at all. Listen, I'm going to take a dump on them, but I won't take a dump on them as much. There was some heavy storytelling going on, because Saraya and Toni were quote-unquote on the same page, because it was a tag team match until it came down. It came down to time for the two of them to pin Shida. One minute, it's like, okay, who's going to pin who? And they kept getting in each other's way. I said, okay, there's the story right there. I say, I don't give a care that Saraya's going home. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, the matchup for Saraya and Toni Storm at All Out did not need the title. It did not. Dr. Britt Baker kept coming in there acting like she was going to win the thing. I said, no, ain't no way in the world. And matter of fact, I forgot to talk about it. She had cut a promo talking about she going to walk into Wembley and walk. I said, no, you not. And like, listen, you had your time. Ain't nobody trying to see you as no AEW Women's Champion. I say, this is for one woman and one woman to retain. Hikaru Shida. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I should have knew better. Saraya was going home. She ain't been in front of her fans. And she had put that post out about a week or two ago. I said, man, they telling you who finna win the match. I said, man, Saraya wins. Saraya got it done. And I sit up here and I said, that whole foolishness that they decided to do on the 200th episode of Dynamite just basically made Shida out to be a transitional champion. And matter of fact, Shida put out a post sound like she ready to retire. I said, thank you, Tony Khan. Thank you for being a straight up idiot. Thank you for being an idiot. And I forgot to talk about it. So Ruby came out there because the girl, oh yeah. So Toni Storm, they went outside the ring and Toni Storm accidentally punched Saraya's mama. And then all the boys that was right there was basically trying to hold Saraya's mama back because she was about ready to get her hands on Toni and everything. So then Ruby came out there to try to quote unquote get the girls back together. And guess what happened? Toni ended up laying out Ruby. So as of right now, the Outcasts are completely done. I say, ladies and gentlemen, the storyline did not call for Saraya to win the title. I don't care that it was a good feel-good moment. I know she went to the crib. I know she went home. And yes, she ended up pinning Toni. She laid Toni out. She got the 1, 2, 3. She won. She is now your new AEW Women's Champion. And by the way, during this whole matchup, guess who they showed? She got showed twice. She got showed during the trios match for the trios titles. Mercedes Moné is definitely AEW bound. She was in the house. Fans were going completely nuts. Hey, I knew she was coming. It's just she's unhealthy right now because of the ankle situation. But will she be ready come October time? Maybe. I don't know. But I don't care if Saraya went home. I don't give a care what nobody got to say. I know people say, well, she went home and, it's to feel good. I'm like, yeah. But Sheeta got hold. Sheeta got hold, ladies and gentlemen. And it's sad. It is sad that she has become a transitional champion. Now, guess what? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Guess who looks like she was right? That's right. That LuFisto chick, she looked like she was 100% correct. Y'all remember all the politicking everybody was doing when they was online coming against her and everything? And guess who ended up winning the championship? I mean, thank you, Tony. And I'm not talking about Tony Storm. Thank you, TK, for being a goof. I'm not going to trust Saraya with this championship. I'm just not, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not. I am not going to trust her with the championship because I'm like, at least CM Punk can give us something. At least CM Punk is good. Saraya, on the other hand, man, she is like 25% of what she used to be. What she used to be when she was in the E, when she went under the moniker as Paige, man, she was on another level. But then she got hurt, and she been gone for like, forever? And now you put the doggone women's championship on Saraya. I'm like, we going backwards, man. We are going backwards. You claim that the women's division is going up. No, it's not. It is not going up. See, listen, Saraya winning would have made a whole lot more sense if she'd never won the championship. If she'd never won the championship, then you know what? I just would have been mad Saraya won. I wouldn't have been saying she won because they were quote unquote trying to make it seem like there is no political bullcrap going on in the women's locker room. But you just proved that LuFisto was 100% correct. This move right here, I don't care that Saraya going home. This idiotic move that you decided to make made LuFisto look like she was right. I'm sorry, man. I know AEW fans going to be mad at me for saying that, but I'm just telling you both it's true. I'm telling you both it's true. She'd had no business losing. It's so doggone anticlimactic. The story did not call for neither one of them to win the title. This matchup that's going to happen at All Out, because you know what's happening all. You know it's going to be Saraya versus Tony, and you had to ask yourself, what the clown does she do at All Out? What the clown does she do? Did she go back home again? Because you know, I'm telling you, you put the title on Sheeta for nothing. For nothing. This is a transitional bull jive, man. And it's about to get worse. It is about to get worse. You thought this was bad. Wait till I get that doggone this clown match right here. I don't give a care that Darby and Sting was played out by Mattel. I don't give a crap about that. And I was actually looking forward to this matchup because I said, Darby, Sting, do the right thing. Do the right thing. They didn't. They had to win again. And Swerve looked like a complete idiot. Christian Cage was getting beat down by Darby outside the ring, and then you got Swerve get jumped by Sting, and Swerve looks like a chump again. So we broke up Mogul Embassy talking about Swerve and AR Fox, and Swerve looks like a complete numbskull going into all in. Looks like a joke. Looked like a joke on Dynamite, looked like a joke on Collision, and then looked like a joke at All In. That means Swerve lost everything. He ain't won nothing. He should be the AEW International Champion right now. You see, look, let me tell you something. I'm telling you right now. You hear me right now. The following men on this product. I'm giving Tony Khan one more year. I'm giving him 2024. You hear me right now. If Keith Lee, if Swerve, if Hobbs, if Ricky Starks, if The Acclaim, if Athena, if Jade, who am I missing? The Martin brothers. feel like I'm missing somebody. Lee Moriarty, Stokely. If these cats aren't being presented in a positive way, where we actually care about what they're doing, I'm going to say what I've been saying about Triple H, Vince McMahon, and I know people want to give Shawn Michaels props about what he's doing with Carmelo, but heck, I'm even throwing Shawn Michaels in there. I'm going to be on Tony Khan's helmet every day, and I'm going to sit up and tell the world that Tony Khan can't book black talent to save his life. He can't. Because if we constantly keep getting involved in storylines and then he messes the storyline up left and right, and then he goes and does some idiotic stuff like this, we know dang well Swerve and them should have went over. Swerve and them should have went over. I don't give a care. Listen, Darby is so bulletproof protected that he can lose back-to-back pay-per-views. Because there ain't no way in the world I'm going to have a Darby beat, Lucha. It makes no sense. If TK have Darby beat Lucha, I'm going to his page. I'm telling him that he's a clown. He can block me all he wants. I'm going to his page. I'm going to tell him straight up to his own, right there. I'm going to say, Tony Khan, you're an idiot if you have Darby Allin beat Luchasaurus. No. I don't give a care. Darby is bulletproof. He is so over, it don't make no sense. Him and Sting could have lost. It don't make no sense, man. It makes absolutely no sense. Swerve is constantly looking like a fool. And then guess what? You know what Swerve does? Swerve hops online and he calls himself going back and forth with people who constantly tell him that what you doing don't make sense. And then guess what? When the booking comes out and the booking makes him look like a dummy, I mean, look, the matchup, man, look, from what I was looking at, it was okay, but I mean, you didn't have to do that, man. You did not have to do that. Listen, Swerve has lost on Dynamite. Listen, outside of the beatdown that they gave Nick Wayne, because the beatdown was bad. That was great. But then taking Fox away from him, and then lost on Dynamite, and then went to Collision, lost the 8-man tag team match, and then went to the pay-per-view and lost. What kind of... I just want to personally ask myself, what fool is going to sit up there and say that I'm being booked like a straight champ? No, you looking like an idiot. It's called what it is. It seems like every pay-per-view Swerve go to, he look like a clown. He be looking like a straight clown, man. I'm getting tired of this foolishness, man. I got to call the foolishness out. I can't sit up here and say that everything is off the chain. No, it's not. TK, you on the clock, homie. You are on the clock. You on the clock. Like I said, Triple H and then the rest of them circus clowns out there, they already told themselves a long time ago. Tony Khan, you been on the clock, homie. You have been on the clock. And this foolishness that you got Swerve doing just makes absolutely no sense. None. Now what Swerve gonna do? Go against Keith Lee and lose? It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's stupid. Now here's the deal. I would have tolerated this loss if Keith Lee was the reason why. If Keith Lee was the reason why, it would have made 100% sense for have Swerve and them lose. It would have made a host of sense. Because now you're setting the matchup for All Out. Now Swerve can say, you know what? I'm about to whip your behind because you screwed me over again. You claim that I put the center block through your chest and you disappeared. But because I had an opportunity to put both Sting and Darby through a doggone coffin, you screwed me and Christian Cage up. I'm going to see your behind the All Out. The storyline would have made more sense. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you every day, just because black folk are on this show don't mean that it does not mean that we being booked great. People get carried away by representation. It ain't about representation. It's about how the cats is being presented. And this is bull jive, like it was just bull jive, straight bull jive. Bull jive. Now, I pray to God that Luchasaurus beat the snot out of Darby Allin. I pray he whoop his tail. I pray this match don't even be, listen, I pray that this match is like what? I hope it's a squash. I literally hope it's a squash. But you know them. You know Darby gonna get beat up the whole match. You know the script. You know how Darby do. Just get beat up the whole match and then magically end up winning. It's the same old. So 3 bad matches in a row. Just in a row. I mean, 1, 2, 3. In a row. Then we get here. Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay. Ladies and gentlemen, Jericho wasn't playing when he said him and Will Ospreay was going to cook. Will Ospreay slowed his pace down for Jericho, and they gave us a classic, ladies and gentlemen. This matchup was fantastic. Jericho and Will Ospreay did work, ladies and gentlemen. They did work. They did work. And the story of this was the complete opposite. Will Ospreay and Don Callis are the heels in this, right? Jericho's the babyface. Matter of fact, Jericho had the doggone concert. He said he was going to perform live. He sure did. He performed it. Him and Fonzie, they performed themselves out there. Sammy was right in his corner. And ladies and gentlemen, Chris Jericho and Sammy were acting heel. They were cheating their behinds off to win this match. They cheated their tails off. Sammy was doing everything in his power to help Jericho. Jericho was cheating. Will Ospreay was trying to win it clean, which is weird. Will Ospreay he's the heel. Jericho's the babyface. Don is the heel, and Sammy's the babyface. And they was over there acting like heels. I said this stuff is crazy. It's crazy, but man, listen, Jericho and Will Ospreay mess around. Listen, right here, I was supposed to say this was the match of the night. I was literally gonna give Jericho and Will Ospreay match of the night. The first trios match, they was like right there. They was up top. It was them. Then Will Ospreay, Chris Jericho was about to take the icing off the cake because I thought they did a phenomenal job. Sammy out here using bats to whack Will Ospreay in the head. Arby ain't paying no type of attention. And Jericho and Will Ospreay just out here giving each other lariats and flipping each other around and putting each other in submission modes. And I mean, listen, they killing it. They out here doing work. I say, man, if these cats right here didn't come up and give us a classic, I don't know what I would have rated this show. Chris Jericho, Will Ospreay said, look, we're going to go out here, we're going to do work. And ladies and gentlemen, they do work. Will Ospreay got the victory like I said he should. He went over. It is in his backyard. He did it. They did the job. Him and Don Callis got the hiccup out of there. So Sammy got in the ring. He tried to comfort Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho pushed that man off. I said, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I said, you're looking at your all-out matchup. Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara is going down. He tried to comfort him again. Chris Jericho pushed him off again. And he walked and left him. He left him standing in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your matchup for All Out. Jericho versus Sammy Guevara is happening. It's happening. The storyline is there. It's sitting right there. I said Sammy was going to be a vital reason to why Jericho lost. He tried to help him. He honestly tried to help him, and it was not enough. Jericho is going to place the blame on him. He going to say, I should have won this match, but it wasn't for you because of you, Sammy. I'm telling you, it's going down. Everything was played well. Will Ospreay, great wrestler. Jericho, you know him. They told an epic story. Don Callis out there acting like he finna do something, but it was Sammy out there trying to do stuff. Great. Excellent. Did a great job. Then we get here, ladies and gentlemen. Then we get here, and they announced it. They had a total of 81,035 fans in attendance. Fantastic. Great. Excellent. 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 Fan-flipping-tastic. I just wish they wasn't coming back here next year. I wish they was going somewhere else. Like I said, could you imagine the WrestleMania go to the same place every year? I'm like, man, I don't know why TK just like go somewhere else. TK, like try something. Like I get it, you're new. Just don't be afraid. I feel like TK and them is fearful that if they go somewhere else, they're not gonna get his money. I'm like, bro, try. You look what happened. People said that y'all wasn't gonna be able to put 81,000 people out there. People said you was only gonna do 10,000. Then some clowns said y'all probably were going to do 20. Then some clowns said 30, 40, 50. Said, y'all did 81,000. That is fantastic. Great. Then TK said on the scrum, he said with helpers and people in the back and all of that, he said it was probably a total of 90,000 people all together in that building. Great. Excellent. Fantastic. Go somewhere else, bro. That's why I wish that All Out was not going to be in the backyard. I wish All Out was going to be somewhere else. Same thing with Double or Nothing. Go different spots. Don't go to the same places for another pay-per-view for the following year. Try different spots. It's not that difficult. Look at WWE. Look, they are the doggone example. Go somewhere else, man. Could you imagine if WWE said we're going to do SoFi Stadium next year for WrestleMania 41? I'm like, you was just there for 39. Go different spots. That is the whole point. If All In is going to be your WrestleMania, treat it like it and go somewhere different. It ain't that difficult, Tony Khan. It's not that difficult. But TK, I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's this reputation that if I do the same thing, it's no. So obviously tickets already gone on sale right now. People are already telling, they already trying to get their spots, their hotels. So obviously doing it a year in advance. So quote unquote, they trying to do like what WrestleMania did. Your 90,000, 91,000 as of right now. They ain't really said as of late, but I guarantee you, it's probably more tickets have been sold. But we get this matchup. We get the trios titles matchup. House of Black versus The Acclaim. House of Black came out there and they gave, featuring Billy Gunn, they gave a tribute to Mr. Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt. They had the doggone lantern. The lights was going out. You seen the fireflies. Salute to them, man. Salute to them for doing that. That was fantastic. I love the tribute. Great. Claim came out there, gave us a great rap. You know. Now listen, I didn't talk about Collision, but man, on Collision, Anthony Bowens, man, and Max Caster, they shine so great, especially Max. When they do the video raps, they the kings of the video raps. When they make the video raps, man, look, Max Caster, he just flows so perfectly because he got time to come up with what he gonna come up, what he gonna say on the and the beat be off the chain. I was like, that's where they shine the best. They got in here now because FTR retained those tag team titles. I should have knew something was about to go down. I should have knew. I was thinking like, okay, Billy Gunn gonna turn on The Acclaim. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have now got new AEW Trios champs. The Acclaim, featuring Billy Gunn, are your new Trios champs. Now, I'm sitting up here saying to myself, I kind of wished House of Black retained, but you know what? Listen, I'm happy for The Acclaim. Billy Gunn got a title. He ain't retired yet. I'm assuming they're going to keep going until they lose. Once he loses those titles, I don't know. I have no clue what they're doing. I don't know, because especially with the video package we got on Collision with LFL, with this beatdown, with these cats that came in. They got Drillisto. Is Drillisco? I think I'm saying his name wrong. And Preston Vance, they got him, beat the brakes off of him, but then they turned around and beat the brakes off of them. And you seen Roosh and you seen Jose pretty much saying, are you with us or you not? And they beat the snot out of them clowns. I mean, they tore them clowns. My man Mask got ripped. They got beat down. They got tore. The video package is fantastic. I love the video package. So I'm sitting up and saying to myself, like, well, if House of Black retained, then that should match up and All Out. Now, I don't know what the clown. I don't know who The Acclaim are wrestling in All Out. I don't even know. I can't even call it right now. Maybe it's the Dark Order. I don't know. I have no clue. But I guess we gotta watch Collision. To find out who will face The Acclaim All Out, because House of Black lost. Even Julia got jumped, which was goofy. I don't know why she decided to get in the ring, but she decided to get jumped. She got in there trying to do something with Billy. She slapped Billy, and it was raps for her. She got taken out. So House of Black lost. And we have new Trios champions. Fans went nuts. Everybody got the little Scissor Me Daddy aid. I mean, fans was going crazy, was going nuts. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk about this. This main event. I can't even really explain everything that happened in this, because this was one of the best main events I've seen in the pay-per-view in a long time. And I've seen some great main events. I've seen some fantastic main events. This year alone, we got some great main events that happened at pay-per-views. And Adam Cole and MJF Part 2, the drama, the cinema, the storytelling, the cats acting like they want to cheat, cats acting like they want to go heel. And now I'm going to talk about the entrance. Adam Cole came out first, fans going nuts and singing the song. Then MJF came out here with the doggone devil gimmick. He had ladies out here worshiping him. I said, here go TK. Now look here, I get on I get on Vince McMahon and Triple H case, because I let y'all know how the wrestling business is. The wrestling business is governed by the devil himself. And look no further than the interest that MJF had. MJF had a satanic gimmick. Now remember, MJF is Jewish, correct? And he has a satanic gimmick or interest with them worshiping him. He was being brought out on the throne. I'm like, it's just straight blasphemy. It's blasphemous like a mug. Demonic. Straight demonic. I'm not calling it for what it is. It's demonic out of this world. The two of these cats get up into the ring. Adam Cole, MJF. Fans go nuts. And throughout the whole match, Adam Cole had to work heel, because the fans were backing MJF left to right. And everything that you would think of, because I'm like, well, TK, they can't break up. You just had them win the ring around the world tag team championships. They cannot break up right now. Fans have been wanting, and both of them, it's funny, during the match, they both put on the better than you baby shirts. We're better than you baby shirts. But then doing it, Adam Cole ripped his off, and then they were clowning so much that you didn't know which way they was going. And then out of nowhere, you know, Bryce had the match to get knocked out. Bryce got knocked out twice. Roderick Strong came out of nowhere, and they were cheating their tails off. Now, I'm jumping ahead. Before Roderick Strong came out, they tried to end the match in a double count out. And I said, ain't nowhere in the world. I said, no. I said, TK, no, ain't no way. On your biggest pay-per-view yet, ain't no way in the world you finna have a draw. Ain't no way. So, just like how they did on the TV show on Dynamite, Adam Cole got on the mic and said, no, we're not going to finish like this. Give me 5 more minutes. And MJF said, no. And he said, no, we're not going to finish like this. And the fans went nuts. They went crazy. So, as they both going, they both, listen. So, there was a spot. Remember, Bryce got knocked out. MJF went and grabbed the chair. They started acting exactly like what Eddie Guerrero would do. They started playing around, throwing the chair, tossing it back and forth with one another, trying to get caught. Who's going to get caught? I said, man, this is straight out the book of the late legend himself, Hall of Famer Eddie Guerrero. This is, I lie, I cheat, I steal, 1-on-1. They were playing it up. Then Max went and tried to get the diamond ring. He was going to try to cheat. Then that's when Roger Strong ran out there. He ended up low blowing MJF. Adam Cole went ready to take him out, and then thought it was enough. Bryce finally woke back up. MJF said, no, listen, they played their parts perfectly. So it was crazy. It was crazy as possible. Somehow, some way, with the distraction with Roger Strong and everything, MJF was able to come out of nowhere, got the 1, 2, 3, and he retained his title. I said, man, they gave us. Listen, I thought part 1 was fantastic. Man, listen, part 2 duped what they did in part 1. Even with all the crazy shenanigans that was going on, I said, man, this matchup was the emotions that you got from this matchup. I mean, just a roller coaster ride all over the place. I was like, dog, what are they doing? I'm like, what are these cats doing? It's like, man, but it's fantastic what they're doing. It's like they're keeping you on the edge of your seat. You're thinking they both are going to break up. Well, after the matchup, remember when they lost the tag team title matches to FTR? MJF was responsible because he got pinned and he felt the shame. He was in the corner crying. This time, Adam Cole was in the corner crying. So, MJF went and tried to cheer him up. He went and grabbed the tag team titles. He gave it to him. Adam Cole tossed it. So then MJF said, you know what, man? You know what? You really wasn't my friend. This is all a farce. This is all fake. You know what? Here, take the title and go and do it. Do it. Then here go Roger Strong with the goofy neck brace, hopping up on the dog. Listen, Roger Strong playing this role perfectly. Hopped on the doggone turnbuckle and said, do it. Do it. You're my friend. Do it. And so he picked it up. He was acting like he was going to knock that man down. He didn't do it. He tossed it. Him and MJF hugged it out. And ladies and gentlemen, I have no clue. I kind of do because they kind of showed the kingdom in the back. I kind of got a feeling what we're going to do going in the All Out for those two. I personally believe this is what they decided to do. MJF is not defending his AEW World Heavyweight Championship at All Out. That's reserved for CM Punk. We in Chicago. CM Punk is closing the show. That is on purpose. This stuff is on purpose. The doggone interaction between CM Punk and Jungle Boy, a.k.a. Jack Perry, that's your main event. Does not sound like a main event for All Out, but you know what? It's time for Jack Perry to step his big boy pants up. If you want to try to get into a promo battle with CM Punk, you better bring your A game left and right. Now, obviously, he's a good wrestler because that matchup between him, matter of fact, as of late, Jack Perry has been slowing he's been slowing his pace down a lot. I got to give him props to that. Now he's really going to have to slow his pace down when he get in the ring with CM Punk because that's the main event. I could be totally wrong. I could be just joshing. I could be just sitting up here saying anything, and they go a completely different route. But I personally believe this is going to happen. MJF and Adam Cole are going to defend those Ring of Honor tag team titles at All Out against the Kingdom. And you know what? To make it special, I'm putting Roderick Strong as a special guest referee. You really want to make things interesting. Roderick Strong better be the special guest referee. He is the special guest referee, and now he has to make up in his mind, is he going to help Adam Cole retain his tag team titles, or is he going to have the Kingdom win those tag team titles? Now, I hate the fact that more than likely MJF and them might mess around and be transitional champions, but knowing what I know, Tony Khan wants cats to watch Ring of Honor. I just know it. He didn't put them titles on that man for both of them for no reason. Ain't nobody watching Ring of Honor like that. TK said, you're going to watch Ring of Honor because you're going to find out what's going on over there. I'm making my main champion one half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion. Kingdom versus Adam Cole and MJF, Ring of Honor Tag Team titles All Out. Put it in. Put it in. Now, FTR situation. FTR won those tag team titles. You just put together Santana and Ortiz. It's his last minute booking. His last minute out of nowhere. I'm setting up Santana and Ortiz versus FTR. Since the Young Bucks done walked off and don't want nothing to do with them right now. Now, as for all the other matches and everybody else, I don't know. But that's TK's problem. That's what he gets himself into by trying to book 2 pay-per-views back to back. But I thought the main event was a phenomenal main event. Excellent main event. Emotions out the world work. I listen. Because the first 4 matches for me were fantastic. Then we got 3 duds in the middle. Then the last 3 matches I thought were great. I told cats in a group chat I'm in, I said 9 out of 10. I'm going down a notch. 8 out of 10 for me. This was a 8 out of 10 pay-per-view. Very good pay-per-view. I personally believe if TK and them actually balanced certain things out, certain people should have went over. I don't give a care. I know Soraya's at the crib. Sheeta should have retained. Swerve looked like a joke. Claudio getting pinned looked like a joke. I'm like, no, sir. But everybody else, everything else that transpired on the show, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't really got nothing else to say. I personally gave you everything, every reason, to why I believe everything that I liked on the show transpired, and what I didn't like, I told you what I didn't like. Hit the comment section up. You tell me exactly what you thought about this pay-per-view, whether you thought it was dud, whether you thought it was great. Hit the like button, and I'll talk to y'all cats later. Holla at your boy.